Welcome back, SmythOS innovators. I'm Sebastian Schieke, and in this video, we are diving deep into a crucial topic, creating and using data sources. We've learned about data pools, and now it's time to populate them with valuable information. Mike, can you show us how to create data sources in SmythOS?
So when you take the text or that description out of that service request, this piece in particular really allows us to take and build out all this information that is really, really useful. And if you go back to the work that we did yesterday when we worked on prompting and using that RTF framework, you'll find that is reflected in this agent as we go forward. So we have here our source indexer. Our source indexer needs a source identifier. This is a very particular thing. This is not a kind of textual description. It is not a great, it is, for lack of a better term, the file name that is going to be used inside of this data source or this database. Okay, so in this case, we are building Jira tickets from a particular project and from a particular source ID, right? And that source ID is the ticket number. All right, and we are pulling the project ID from our agent variables because we know that our particular database for our team and the closed tickets is all in this OP project inside of Jira.
Interesting. So the source identifier is like a unique file name for our data. Mike, how do we structure this identifier?
So in this case, we are building Jira tickets from a particular project and from a particular source ID, right? And that source ID is the ticket number. All right, and we are pulling the project ID from our agent variables because we know that our particular database for our team and the closed tickets is all in this OP project inside of Jira. All right, any questions so far? What you'll notice here is that I built this in a compound way. I didn't just take one piece, because it's possible that you could have, at some point in the future, you may want to, there may be another project, and you may want to add that project in, which is why I wanted to make sure that we identify the project and the source. So I'm thinking a little bit about the future. I love the label that gives us what you see when we take a look at the data sources over here. When that data source is there, you'll get that label in the name. And there's not much, we're going to basically include everything that we want for metadata in there.
That's a smart way to keep things organized. Mike, can you show us how this looks in practice?
So I'm thinking a little bit about the future. I love the label that gives us what you see when we take a look at the data sources over here. When that data source is there, you'll get that label in the name. And there's not much, we're going to basically include everything that we want for metadata in there. We don't need any additional metadata, but this can be very useful in certain cases where you want to query the metadata before you actually make your semantic query, kind of narrow things down. Definitely an advanced topic beyond what we do here. So if everybody's cool, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go back and create our first data source. Can I get a thumbs up? Are we ready to go here? Awesome. Let's do it. So we're going to go ahead, step through here. And essentially what we are pretending to be, in this case, as part of our test, is the Jira webhook that we talked about on Tuesday. That actually gives us, as you can see, it did a nice and quick here's the information. Let's go ahead and zoom in, and you can kind of see what we got and how we got there. So our source, or basically what's going to be the data in the database, is this chunk of text, right? And it identifies the title, the description, and the classification, the summary, the skills, and the source. We could definitely do more with the description in terms of making it better formatted, etc. But this should work for us. And then we are actually identifying, because we saved this as a file, we want to keep that file as a file so that we can come back to that and look at the actual core source, because you can't look at that inside the database. That's not the way that vector databases work. This allows you to then be able to go back and see the original request and its structure as we've identified here, right? And then we've identified the source ID. This is the ticket ID back in Jira. All right. So now what we should see when we take a look at our data sources over here, everybody pray that demos work the way they're supposed to.
Thank you, Mike. This is a game changer for building intelligent agents. We've just unlocked the power of creating and using data sources in SmythOS. SmythOS enthusiasts, you now have the tools to populate your data pools with rich, structured information from your existing systems. In our next video, we'll explore how to leverage these data sources in chatbot flows, bringing your agents to life with deep, relevant knowledge. Get ready to take your SmythOS project to the next level. I see you in the next one.